This week in Destiny for July 11th, 2024. Echo's Act 2 recap, including new weapons and artifact perks, new Solstice armor, Still Hunt nerfs, Havoc Hardware and Crucible labs, new crossovers, chaos for a good cause, and much more. Welcome Guardians, this week in Destiny isn't huge, but let's recap the information. It kicks off with an Echo's livestream wrap-up. We made a video on this the other day, but here's what's releasing in Act 2 starting next week. Act 2 involves journeying to the center of Nessus, and to do this they're introducing 3 new battlegrounds. While unraveling the mystery of disappearing radiolaria, you'll fight through hordes of enemies and powerful bosses as you track the source. With a continuing story, each battleground will start where the last one left off. The first 2 battlegrounds, Delve and Conduit, will be available starting July 16th. The third one, Core, will be available the following week on July 23rd. In the livestream, Bungie explained how the team's been working hard to change battlegrounds up and introduce new areas, locations, and mechanics. We've seen gameplay from a couple of these in the stream, but hopefully they live up to this sort of hype. New and returning weapons will also be available next week. In Act 2, the highly popular rocket-assisted frame sidearm archetype will get its first solar entry, the Aberrant Action. Next to that, you have the Heavy Burst Pulse Rifle subfamily, which was introduced in the final shape, and they're adding another one to your collection in the Corrasion. And finally, fans of Season of Dawn will be happy with this one. The Perfect Paradox returns with some favorite perks from its original release, as well as some new perks and a new origin trait called Cast No Shadows. Here's a look at the new artifact perks: Anti-Barrier Sniper, Scavenger mods, Incendiary Rifle rounds for Solar Sniper precision hits which scorch targets, Solar Fulmination, ignitions do increased damage in an increased radius, and Sniper's Meditation. Hits with your sniper grant stacking sniper rifle damage, stability, and reload bonuses for a short time. Balance and mod changes. First up for abilities. They're bringing Swarm Grenade and Threaded Spectre into line, increasing Twilight Arsenal and Hammer of Soul damage versus bosses and mini-bosses. For armor, correcting an issue that allows swapping between regular armor mods and reserves mods to enable a higher ammo count than the current maximum. This was never the intended functionality. To help offset this fix, they're buffing the following ammo-related aspects. Reserve ammunition for all weapon types has been increased up by 15%, with weapons with low reserves for their weapon type getting a larger buff, and then reduce the cost of reserves mods by 1. Then for weapons, increasing Tech Scout Rifles damage by 30% in PvE, reducing flinch for sniper rifles by 50% versus combatants in PvE, increasing Ariana's Vow damage by 67% versus barrier shields, and removing stat penalties from Adept mods. Next to these, Bungie is also planning to nerf the Still Hunt Sniper. They say they'll be reducing Still Hunt's golden gunshot damage when paired with Celestial Nighthawk by 25%. Since launch, they've been monitoring the potency of this exotic and felt it needed a slight adjustment. While hunters have the opportunity for some thematic tie-ins between Celestial Nighthawk, Golden Gun, and Still Hunt, this should help reduce a bit of damage disparity between each class, and between what should be viable weapon alternatives. Whisper of the Worm has a bit more of an opportunity to outshine this special exotic with upcoming artifact perks after these changes. If you haven't seen it, here's a look at some of the Solstice armor. The Solstice event will return later in Act 2. Next week, Bungie will be testing out the new Havoc Hardware mode in Crucible labs. Havoc Hardware is like Mayhem but for special and heavy weapons. Following the rules of Havoc Hardware, players will be fully focused on their weaponry as abilities are disabled. Ammo crates respawn rapidly, and players drop more ammo, so they're expecting an all-out firefight in the Crucible realm. As usual, Guardians also have an opportunity to earn a bit more rep in Labs nodes, so hop in and check it out. Next up, a Bungie and Rec Room crossover. I made a video on this earlier today. You can experience the Destiny 2 tower in a small mini gauntlet mode in VR. Bungie Day happened last week, and along with it, an event and some charities for a great cause. Guardians have risen to the occasion to support Bungie's non-profit, the Bungie Foundation, in a massive way, and it took less than 24 hours to reach their original goal. You can head to the campaign page to support the Bungie Foundation's mission and earn some new incentives for your generosity. You can see there's a bunch of Bungie Day emblems from the Vault of the Past, the Disciples Shell, Go Shell, and Lubraean Luxury Shader, and this pretty sweet Graphite Daydreams emblem. I definitely picked a couple of those up. But Guardians, that's all we got for today's video. A quick recap on this week in Destiny and the news we've received over the last week. If you'd like to see some more Destiny lore, news, and mysteries like this one, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.